Nathan Zegura here with the 2-minute drill brought to you by University Hospitals. The Browns and the Colts concluded their 2 days of joint practices here just outside of Indianapolis, and I gotta tell you, I think this was a huge win for the Cleveland Browns. After a day one that would probably be termed lackluster, a day where the Browns came in used to their brand of football, their brand of physicality, met a Colts team that frankly had not practiced at the level Freddie Kitchens had demanded of his team, and I thought it kind of maybe brought everybody down. Head coach Freddie Kitchens challenged his team. He said, we need to go out there and play Browns football. We don't need anybody else to set the tempo. We don't need anybody else to set the pace, to set the physicality. We set it. And the Browns came out and they answered that call. Today's practice was awful chippy. There was fracas after fracas after fracas. But what you saw was a Browns team that constantly rushed to each other's defense, a team that is coming together, and I think a team that was dominant on the football field over a Colts team that last year finished the season winning 9 out of 10 games and then winning a game on the road in the playoffs. The Browns on offense today were crisp, they were physical, and they were efficient. And they were, by the way, quite productive. In a 2-minute drill situation, Baker Mayfield did what he did in preseason game number 1. He only needed 5 plays, completing 4 passes to get down the field 65 yards for a touchdown. He hit Jarvis Landry early, then Rashard Higgins for about 20, and then Jalen Strong, who had a great day, making multiple touchdown catches throughout the practice, had a beautiful diving catch down the sideline to get the Browns to the 5. They got up to the line, and it was Baker to Jarvis Landry for the touchdown. Freddie Kitchens saying, give them 6, give them 6. That's right, put it on the board. Touchdown Browns. But the Browns offense was not done today. Again, I mentioned Jalen Strong had the big day. Jarvis was catching touchdowns in every single period. Pharaoh Brown even had a highlight catch where he was being covered by about 4 guys. They all pass interfered. It was a touchdown. Heck, even John Dorsey saw it when he climbed the ladder and threw his hands up for the score. But the biggest play of the day came from Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb got through a seam and was gone, 65 yards. No surprise, the guy's got the longest touchdown run in the history of the Browns, but Nick Chubb looks to be in mid-season form right now, and that was certainly a highlight of the day. Defensively, the Browns were physical and dominant at the point of attack as well. Their front 4 was wreaking havoc on the Colts. Multiple sacks for the Browns defensive front, and in one sequence, they caused 2 false starts and 2 holding penalties on 4 consecutive plays because the Colts had no answer for Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, Larry Ogunjobi, and Myles Garrett. All in all, if you're a Browns fan, and as Freddie Kitchens has said, we want to be the most physical team on the field, well, in your first real opportunity, we saw it against the Washington Redskins. In your second real opportunity, we saw it out here today in the joint practice, and we'll get another look at it in what I think will be a little bit of a turned-up preseason football game after there was no love lost following these 2 days in Indianapolis. I think we're going to see the Browns be the physical team again, and this is going to be a staple. That's what Freddie Kitchens wants. That's why they were in pads 12 out of the last 13 days, and that's why this team, I think, is really coming together. They were on the road. Freddie told me this is what we needed to bond, to go to dinners together, to be in the hotel hanging out together, and then to have each other's backs on the field as they did, and what I can only describe as a passionate, physical, productive practice for the Cleveland Browns. I can't wait to see what this team does on Saturday as we take another step as the chain starts to move. Chugga, 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 chugga. The World's Team Express getting ready for the start of the regular season in just a couple of weeks. But you heard what I had to say. Let's hear now from head coach Freddie Kitchens.
We just have I don't know what to say. We just have a way that we're going to treat our practices. All right, that's how we're going to practice. And I think that doesn't ever change. All right, it doesn't matter who we're going against. Doesn't matter if we're going against ourselves. But I think we learned a lot about ourselves from the standpoint of that's how you've got to approach it. You keep in your tempo. Let everybody else adjust to yours, not the other way around.
Well, you heard it from the head coach. This team is coming together, and that's exactly what he wants as we get ready for preseason game number 2 this Saturday. Remember, we've got you covered at clevelandbrowns.com and the Browns mobile app. On News 5, Browns Countdown comes to you at 3:30 kickoff and the game at 4 o'clock. And then on Sundays, I know you're ready. Set your DVRs because it's an all-new episode of the Emmy Award-winning series, Building the Browns, giving you a look at this week and access to the World's team you can't get anywhere else. Thanks so much for being with us here on the 2-minute drill, brought to you by University Hospitals.